Horse Tales is proudly brought to you by the South Carolina Department of Agriculture. South Carolina, a true leader in the equine industry.
Folks, welcome to Camden, South Carolina. Me and DP's up here for the Equus Film Festival here in beautiful Camden, South Carolina. Folks, we got it going on. They rolled out the red carpet, and as you see, I'm proud to be a South Carolinian. I'm even more proud to be in Camden, South Carolina this week. Stay tuned for some great horse tales. All my life, I've been obsessed with horses. I was curious and wanted to see other people's love for their horses and their stories. I'm David Grant, the PD Cowboy, and along with some incredible horse owners, I want to share the story of horses and the people that have a passion for them. Horse Tales is being brought to you today by King Street Auction Company, the leading auction company in the Southeast. Dillon Meat Center, featuring Carolina Fresh poultry products. Ride in and see Douglas and Terry Wayne Jackson today. By the South Carolina Agricultural Department, it's a matter of taste. And by Benton's Horseshoeing, reliable professional hoof care, specializing in maintenance and corrective shoeing. See Larry Benton.
What makes big banking local? It's the people. Anderson Brothers Bank has grown over the years, but we have maintained great local people to be our officers. They are not only extremely qualified, but they also offer excellent customer service. Regardless of your financial need, our staff can help. Stop by any of our locations in the PD or coastal regions and always feel safe and secure. Anderson Brothers Bank, we are your local community bank.
Farmers are always planning for higher yields, more diversity, expanding opportunities. Nationwide and your local agent want to help your farm last through the generations. As the #1 farm insurer in the country, Nationwide can help you achieve your goals. We stand for you.
Carolina and Clemson haven't agreed on much since 1896. It's a healthy multi-sport rivalry. And this year, every head-to-head competition is part of the inaugural certified SC-grown Palmetto Series. So while Gamecocks and Tigers each support their team, we can all support local farmers by purchasing certified SC-grown products. Just look for the certified SC-grown label where you shop and follow your team at palmettoseries.com. It's a matter of taste.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to EverGrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
Hey folks, the PD Cowboy rides with a brand. Now my brand of chicken is Carolina Fresh Foods. Carolina Fresh Foods, chicken the way it used to be. Ask for it at your local grocery store. If they don't have Carolina Fresh chicken, call the PD Cowboy and his elite posse of chicken wranglers and we'll get cracking and shoot on down to the ranch and round you some up. Carolina Fresh Chicken, simply the most fresh delicious chicken you can buy.
Farmers are always planning for higher yields, more diversity, expanding opportunities. Nationwide and your local agent want to help your farm last through the generations. As the #1 farm insurer in the country, Nationwide can help you achieve your goals. We stand for you.
Welcome back to the show, folks. Join me now is Susie Sale, the Director of Tourism for Camden and Kershaw County.
That's right.
Susie, glad to have her be up here.
Thank you for being here.
Yeah. So what the Equus WINNIE Winners Tours here, that's a tongue tie.
It is a tongue twister, yes.
Tongue twister.
Absolutely, yeah.
So what's going on? A whole week long affair. So what's some of the highlights?
We had the Equus Film Festival week here in Camden, and it's bringing people from all over the country to come and look at a series of movies. that are the winning films from the film festival out of New York, the Equus Film Festival in New York. So it's a tour of the winners.
A lot going on, and I think Saturday we're coming back, and I'm actually going to bring my Marstaki stallion.
That's wonderful.
Have him on the green, and one of our shows is actually in the tour. They must have been hard pressed for some good Southern material. You reckon?
Well, we like Southern material, definitely.
Well, this was quite an honor for Camden to be chosen for this, because I was asking you, that's a really good phrase y'all coined, classically Carolina. That's pretty neat.
That's right. That's a branding, positioning statement we have for Camden, because we have such a classic Southern lifestyle here. It includes horses, it includes hunting, wonderful outdoor life. We're all about horses.
Susie, as you know, the South Carolina Department of Agriculture is our title sponsor for Horsetail, and agritourism is a big cliche word, and money means horses.
It is a big buzzword, and it's a big, fastest growing category of tourism in South Carolina. Agritourism is huge, and the South Carolina Department of Agriculture is a partner with the City of Camden and Kershaw County. And as a matter of fact, Kershaw County is ranked the 17th most profitable county in the country for agritourism. So we're very proud of it, and we're glad to take part in everything that the Agriculture Department does.
Well, Susie, you said 17th. Well, Horsetails is coming back, and we're going to take that right on down to a higher or lower, whichever way more to the top we want to go. You're good.
Great.
Well, thank you for inviting us up, and I'll see you later this week, okay?
Good. Love to have you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, joining me now is Julianne Neal and Bruce Anderson. One of the biggest reasons we're having the WINNIE Winners Tours. And folks, like I say, that's a mouthful. Well, Julianne, a good crowd here tonight at the Steeplechase Museum. So, week-long affair. I'm here on Thursday night, coming back Saturday. So, just give the folks what's going on. It's a lot.
You're exactly right. There's a lot. Yesterday we had Arts and Film Day for students from Fairfield County Schools and Kershaw County Schools. We had a great time with Sean Driscoll and a performance in the morning, and then our filmmakers are in town from Trinidad and Tobago. So some folks got to meet them, James O'Connor and Dylan Cannell from the Art of Storytelling. Tonight is a wonderful turnout for the reception. We've been able to welcome the festival director, Lisa Dearson, and her co-sponsors, Suzanne Kopp-Moscow and Diana DeRosa are in town. So we've had a great turnout for that too. And then for the next 2 days, we'll have films, 54 films at the Little Theater, and a pop-up gallery with artists and authors and vendors, and a welcome center with the City of Camden. So got a lot going on.
It's kind of a who's who. I'm kind of impressed. It's a little overwhelming to me trying to understand what the WINNIE Winners Tours is and everything with what Lisa's done. So it's pretty great. So Bruce, you really clean up. Folks, y'all know you're going to be seeing, not sure where the show's going to air. We did a show on Bruce and his Nature's Way. And y'all got the Marley Project, because the Marley Project is kind of sponsoring this, right?
We are. That's our nonprofit, and we do educational programs and bring Nature's View to folks in the area. And so it's been really exciting for the nonprofit to co-host with the City of Camden. They've been very, very helpful with everything, and just the whole equine community has been good. And you know, there's a Horsetails TV that's going to be aired as well.
Well, I've heard that. I heard that. So that was a little over my head. But folks, I'm a little bit like Bruce. Me and Bruce, we're meat potatoes. You know, I said, Bruce, I do better when I'm dirty. Bruce says, me too. But you clean up well.
Well, thank you very much, sir.
Yeah, and Bruce is a pretty amazing person. We're going to be working with Bruce a lot in the future. It's just horses. That's why we're here.
That's exactly right.
And
exactly.
Camden, classically Carolina.
That's right.
So listen, thank y'all.
Thank you, Dave.
See you all again.
Thank you.
And
thank you so much.
We'll be running back this way again. Folks, join me now is Diana DeRosa, part of the Equus Film Festival team. Diane, we don't have enough in this show to describe what all you've done in your life, but just tell the folks what you do with Lisa with Equus Film Festival.
Well, with Lisa, I sort of do a lot of everything. Some of it's PR, some of it's writing, some of it's organizing the event, anything to improve the event in a whole, you know. So I kind of look over it and say, okay, we need to fix this, or we can improve on that, or this looks great, or, you know, that type of thing.
And you just got in, I was answering an email, and you were where, at the Westminster Dog Show?
Yeah, I was just shooting the Westminster Dog Show. Killed me, but I had 17 hours of shooting on Monday and 18 hours of shooting on Tuesday. So it was pretty intense.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was that the first year doing that?
No, it's actually my second year.
Good. So you're barking up the right tree, right?
Yeah.
Well, so what are you going to be doing this week with Lisa?
Well, I'm going to interview, I'm going to be moderating the panels.
Okay.
So I'll talk to the filmmakers, I'll talk about the challenges, I'll talk about the good things that they've learned from doing film. And when we're going to talk about the local people and kind of get a sense of what that's like, what this area is like, what filmmaking in this area is like. And then Yuki, this is a woman that saved the
Abco horses?
Yes,
Abco very horses. Interesting.
Yes, and she's pretty much given up her life for these horses.
Well, coming here tonight and kind of getting a little overwhelmed with meeting folks like y'all, and there's just a little boy in me riding that little pony and all these little stories, and I was intrigued. So what I'd like to ask, I know you have a website, folks just need to read about who you are, what you've done. Tonight won't do it justice. So if folks want to just kind of discover who you are, how can they do that?
DianaDeRosa.com is where all my photos are. And DianaDeRosa.net is my aside thing, and that's where my acting is.
You know, and it is a small world. Years ago, we met via an email through Brad Turley, our friend at Southern Eights, and I meet you in person.
Yes, absolutely.
And not blowing smoke up your skirt, it's a pleasure and an honor for me to meet you.
Absolutely. When Lisa told me that you were involved, I said, Lisa, I know him. I dealt with him with Brad.
Well, let's horse around Saturday. You want to?
Absolutely.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Folks, joining out Lisa Dearson is the founder of Equus Film Festival.
Yep.
Such a pleasure to meet you.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to meet you too, David.
Well, I got a million questions, but tell the folks, where did the brainchild of your festival come from?
It started in St. Charles, Illinois at the Festival of the Horse and Drum. We had a theater that we were able to show a few films at. And from there we went to New York.
Wow. And you was telling me just all the stories you had, different people coming in, the material to start with was just intriguing.
As movies about escaramuza, which is Mexican young women riding side saddle at high speed. I don't know if any of your people know what escaramuza is, but it's fantastic. We had a black rodeo movie about the African American cowboys and in Harlem, of all places.
Wow, and what era, when was that?
1972, that film was from 1972.
And you hadn't done that, it would just kind of been...
It would have just disappeared, yeah. And Muhammad Ali was in that movie.
Really?
Really.
Was he doing the rope-a-dope?
No, he was,
But you've been, this is the third year.
We're going into our fourth year.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay, so you're taking the show on the road, per se. So how did that come about?
Well, we got invited down to Silver Springs International Film Festival last year to come and share our horse movies. They have a very horse-themed community, so we took our films. I took about 8 films down last year. The films we brought in even won awards at their festival because we have such high quality of work that comes in. So I think they underestimate when they say horse films. They just think it's a horse movie. They don't realize that the level of documentaries and series and work that's gone into some of these programs, because they're beautifully done.
Well, we were small talking a few minutes ago, and my mind was just racing. You know, I'm involved with the Morris Tackies, and we were just talking about the history of the horse. So I'm hoping that we can give our audience on this show hungry for what you do and go back and research these documentaries. It'll take them a long, long time, won't it?
Well, it will. Last year we had 150 films from 20 countries at the festival, so it keeps growing, and I already have a dozen films in the last 2 weeks that have come in since we opened we opened up on Valentine's Day.
So you chose Camden, which we appreciate that. This is the first stop in 4 or more?
Well, probably 6. Wow. We're looking at Barcelona, Spain, and we'll be down at Kentucky Horse Park, and we're talking about out west. We were going to try to shoot for Madeline Pickens' new beautiful Mustang Monument Ranch, but the BLM is not going to let her open it this year. So.
Well, I submitted a film, and I appreciate you taking that. Now, I kind of understand. I got some ideas cooking. I'm gonna go back to the farm, and we're gonna do a little work, try to.
I had filmmakers from the UK that brought in 5 films last year. They do aerial work with steeplechase horses. And so they're amazing films. And they did, I don't know if you got to see Emma Massengill's film while you were in New York.
No.
No reins, no rules, no limits. She takes her
Sounds like my life.
6 Connemara horses bareback and does bareback and bridleless and rides them.
Folks, the old Cowboys heading to the barn. When you find us again, we're going to be on the green in Camden, South Carolina. Folks, we've had a great time tonight. We will bring you a lot of entertaining and informative information about what we all love, the horse. Horse Tales is being brought to you today by Carolina Fresh Foods. Folks, we are Fresh Delicious. Equestrian Images, making memories together. By the South Carolina Horsemen's Council, the voice of the horse in South Carolina. By Sturkey's Feed and Tack for all your tack and feed needs in the PD. By Greg Landon Timber.
Farmers are always planning for higher yields, more diversity, expanding opportunities. Nationwide and your local agent want to help your farm last through the generations. As the #1 farm insurer in the country, Nationwide can help you achieve your goals. We stand for you.
Banking in the palm of your hand. You're on the go now more than ever before. Now you can access your Anderson Brothers bank accounts using your mobile device. Just search for Anderson Brothers Bank from your iPhone App Store or Android Google Play Store. Then click to install. Get up-to-date balances, transfer money, pay bills, even deposit a check, as well as other transactions. Download the ABB app for your personal branch. Anderson Brothers Bank, treating you like family since 1933.
South Carolina Department of Agriculture is always looking for great people to join our team. Please visit www.jobs.sc.gov for our current opportunities.
South Carolina, it's a matter of taste.
Southern States carefully crafts every bag of Legends horse feed with the highest quality ingredients available. The Legends superior line of specially formulated feeds will help keep your horses happy, healthy, and in peak form. You and your horse have a special bond. To keep that bond everlasting, Legends horse feeds can accommodate every type of nutritional need a horse might have. Legends, redefining what horse feed should be. Visit your local Southern States dealer to see which Legends feed is best for your horse.
The South Carolina Horsemen's Council is the voice of the Palmetto State's equine industry. The South Carolina Horsemen's Council primary purpose is to provide information to the general public, the media and government agency about issues and activities that impact the South Carolina equine community. If you are a horse owner in the state of South Carolina, you need to be a member of the South Carolina Horsemen's Council so we can have a voice about equine issues in our state. For more information, go to schorsecouncil.org.
There's a certain pride knowing our food comes from a place we love, home. And when you consider all that South Carolina has to offer, you don't have to go too far to find great tasting food. So the next time you gather around a table, choose certified South Carolina grown. It's a matter of taste.
Folks, I've rounded up a great horse tale for you today. I read about this at least 7-8 years ago, and she's up here for the WINNIE Winners Tour. And I'm not, you know, I got the old Southern drawl, redneck by trade, and I can't even attempt to pronounce her name. So she's going to pronounce her name and give you an overview of something pretty amazing, folks. So,
hi, I'm Milan Rehor, and because of that, everyone calls me Mimi. Makes life easier. 25 years ago, I went to the island of Abaco in the Bahamas. It's the northernmost island. And I found, after a lot of searching, wild horses. I was told they were there, and it was, you know, it was a kid thing. Island, wild horses, boats. Anyway, I found them, and I was intrigued by them because they were not these scruffy little, you know, whatever kind of horses. Not that that's bad. Yes, they were small, although I didn't know it at the time, but they were absolutely magnificent. We had blue-eyed splash whites, we had bays, we had chestnuts, we had a couple of Oh, I'll remember the name in a minute. And I had to leave for a while, and when I came back, I found some missing, and the hook was set. And I decided that I had to follow this. And for 25 years, basically it's been a downhill slide. There used to be 200 of them. There was a slaughter. They came back. There was a hurricane. The hurricane didn't hurt them, but the farm next to them was filled with herbicides, pesticides, and synthetic fertilizer. The livers went bad, reproduction, you name it, it happened. And so my attempt was to keep them going, keep them going, keep them going. Of course, we couldn't get vets to do anything. There weren't any over there who were qualified. And as we dwindled and we got down to the last horse, my goal had always been to leave them free and wild, running loose. No intervention, but of course if somebody gets hurt, you have to intervene. We're down to the last horse. A friend of mine said, you need to talk to Bruce Anderson of Nature's View, and Bruce came down, and what we went through was an astonishing experience. I think the horse Nunki, whom you will see stories about and see a film about at the festival, she did better than I did. I mean, it's just the way horses are. I had a lot of stuff to get through. But when we got through, I realized that now I would be able to bring in people like Bruce to do what needs to be done to keep these horses safe. Nunki died last July. However, we were able to get living tissue, and we have assurance that we will get 2 clones in their foals. We have a stallion lined up who's genetically approved, and now we're waiting for government approval to go ahead. We have a plan, we're ready to go, we're ready to bring back the Abaco Spanish Colonials. And I hope we do it.
Time's not going to permit us to keep right on going, but please tell the folks how they can get in touch. They can contact me to read this story and help get involved and possibly help you, because we cannot continue allowing. We have fortunately saved the Marsh Tacky, but there's other stories and other horses. So how can folks get in touch with you?
Okay, Facebook, #1, just look up Abaco Wild Horses. That's ABACO, or Wild Horses, Abaco, whatever. Our website, which needs updating big time, is at ARKWILD, ARKWILD, at abacoinet.com. It's going to look weird when you type it in, but it works. ARKWILD at abacoinet.com. You'll find everything you need to know. You can reach us through Facebook. We answer everything, all the questions that we can. We have movies, videos, stills. We have auctions periodically of wonderful stuff to try to raise funds, and that's how you reach us.
And folks, you'll be hearing more about this. The old cowboy might have to go on a road trip. Mimi, just met you, but I think I got a newfound horse friend.
You do. You do.
Horse Tales is being brought to you today by Morrell Tire Service. Right on in and see Richard and his fine family of technicians to take care of your automotive needs. By Nationwide, and folks, you know when the PD Cowboy rides, he rides with Nationwide on his side. Ken Law's Supermarket, Fayetteville, North Carolina, featuring a full line of Carolina Fresh 3-pack frozen poultry program.
You can't always be there to protect her down the road. Make sure the tires she's riding on will. With the revolutionary Michelin Premier tire, even as it wears down over time, its safety doesn't, thanks to EverGrip technology. The Michelin Premier tire, safe when new, safe when worn.
Hey folks, the PD Cowboy rides with a brand. Now my brand of chicken is Carolina Fresh Foods. Carolina Fresh Foods, chicken the way it used to be. Ask for it at your local grocery store. If they don't have Carolina Fresh chicken, call the PD Cowboy and his elite posse of chicken wranglers and we'll get cracking and shoot on down to the ranch and round you some up. Carolina Fresh Chicken, simply the most fresh delicious chicken you can buy.
Carolina and Clemson haven't agreed on much since 1896. It's a healthy multi-sport rivalry. And this year, every head-to-head competition is part of the inaugural certified SC-grown Palmetto Series. So while Gamecocks and Tigers each support their team, we can all support local farmers by purchasing certified SC-grown products. Just look for the certified SC Grown label where you shop and follow your team at palmettoseries.com. It's a matter of taste.
Southern States carefully crafts every bag of Legends horse feed with the highest quality ingredients available. The Legends superior line of specially formulated feeds will help keep your horses happy, healthy, and in peak form. You and your horse have a special bond. To keep that bond everlasting, Legends horse feeds can accommodate every type of nutritional need a horse might have. Legends, redefining what horse feed should be. Visit your local Southern States dealer to see which Legends feed is best for your horse.
Folks, welcome back to the show. We got a great treat for you for the kid and all of us. Y'all know I'm a big kid. Suzanne Moscow, for short, the creator of Little Herc.
Yes.
Well, you just had an intriguing story the other night from how this started, but because some health issues you had as a child. So tell the folks a little bit about you and how this got started.
So Little Herc actually is based on my real life Lusitano that I bought at the age of 50 years old, at which point I said that I wanted to take my childhood back. I was born with a birth deformity that rendered me unable to do the normal things that kids could do, and ultimately had an experimental surgery at the age of 7, which obviously I'm here today, so it was successful. But I always had this sort of feeling of being different because I could not do all the things that other children could do. And when I brought this horse into my life, it was as if he actually healed that inner child in me. And so the book is based on the voice of a 7-year-old child, sort of retrospectively taking the healing at 50 years old back to when I was 7. So it's a story about a young girl who has a lot of fear and is lonely and just wants to belong. And ultimately the horse comes into her life after she returns from the hospital, and they together build this friendship and relationship. She develops joy and hope. And at the end of the series, they decide together that they're going to travel the world and be messengers of charity, compassion, understanding, and tolerance. So the book should be out by June. So.
Wow. So how'd you hook up with Lisa Dearson and the Equus Festival?
So I actually was with Lisa at the very first film festival in 2013.
Okay.
I've been doing this with her since the inception. And I actually bought Little Herc from her. She's a Lusitano breeder. So I went to her farm, met her the first time, met him the first time, and it was love at first sight with Hercules, with Lisa. She's my dear friend, and it's been a wonderful relationship in developing these two projects together.
So I know my audience is going to look this up. So how do they find out from online a little bit about Little Herc?
So littlehercworld.com, and I do also want to mention the illustrator is very, very integral to this. Her name is Beatrice Bilteau. She grew up in Sancerre, France, is now living in Portugal, and she is a wonderful, wonderful creative artist. It's as if our minds are working at the same time together. So I couldn't do this without her. So she's a wonderful woman, and you can also see more of her work at beatricebilteau.com.
Well, great. I know I enjoyed that, and we're going to go over to the green a little bit, and DP can find out what goes on with Little Herc.
Thank you, David.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Folks, me and DP is finishing up a great day here in Camden, South Carolina. The Equus Film Festival's in town for a whole week. They're wrapping it up here on Saturday. Great time. They had a lot going on. These folks will probably come back because Camden has rolled out the red carpet and done a great job for them. Folks, Camden, great place for a day trip. Camden yesterday, today, and tomorrow, not only world-class thoroughbreds and steeplechase, folks, the coffee shop down there is worth the trip. But folks, a lot going on in South Carolina, especially here in Camden, South Carolina. And folks, until next week, keep your reins low and your hands quiet. And God has blessed this great country, and especially South Carolina.